This is Snake. Guys, can you hear me? Big boss!
Yeah, Snake, why is he talking like that?
Hey guys, do you know what day it is tomorrow?
Shut up, Raiden! But there is a very important day coming up. You guys are bound to know what it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank on this one.
What? Guys, it is Metal Gear Solid's 25th anniversary this week.
Snake, you're wearing a box.
Okay, you can take it off.
Yeah. It's just, anyway.
I'm sorry, I thought it would be good for the video, you know?
Dude, just do the intro.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm the Irish film critic, Real Solid Snake.
I'm the Irish Gamer 325.
And I'm Success Odell.
He has no other name. Anyway, you've all seen this title of the video. Metal Gear Solid is 25 years old this week. And we're all here to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, it's older than me. It's older than Doc3825. He's older than that, though.
No one here is as big a fan of Metal Gear Solid than I am. I have played Metal Gear Solid games every year since Metal Gear Solid came out in '99, over here by the way. Probably about once or twice every year since then. I know the stories like the back of my hand. So, at the end of the day, we're all here to celebrate what is probably, well, in my opinion, the greatest video game series ever. So, does any of you guys want to start? Or shall I?
The question really to ask now, which Metal Gear is the best?
I don't think that's really probably the best thing to ask first. I think probably we should start back at the beginning. So, in 1987, Hideo Kojima, a little unknown video game developer from Japan, joined Konami, and he created a whole bunch of video games, ones that weren't very successful. But he was always a big, massive fan of the Hollywood genre. Now, he loved his action films, but for video games, he thought of something different. He said, instead of having the player attack directly, why not have him try and avoid the enemy? You know, and sneak around the area in order to progress to the next mission. Video game executives scoffed him at the time, but boy were they wrong. The game was called Metal Gear, starring Solid Snake, and would be released on the MSX platform in Japan in 1987. It would then be released on the Nintendo Entertainment System in America in 1988, although it really wasn't the same game here.
That was the Metal Gear, of course, introduced a lot of the recurring characters and elements that we'll see in the later franchise as a whole. Sneaking around the protagonist Solid Snake as well as supporting characters. In the original especially, you get your commanding officer as of course Big Boss, who would later become really important to the plot as well as getting his own prequel games within the franchise.
So whenever that game came out, the surprise pretty much came from the game's success and the reception that it received. It was something new, something unique, and something that had never actually been seen before. And whenever it got ported over to the Nintendo in a different form, Kojima didn't like it. He said it wasn't true to the original game that he created. What they pretty much did was butcher the original code and make more of an action game and less of a stealth game, which, let's face it, is not what Metal Gear is about. So, the thing was, Kojima never really intended to go back and make a sequel to Metal Gear, but the enormous fan pressure and pretty much the reaction then to what would become an unofficial sequel, and the reaction to Metal Gear 2, Snake's Revenge in America, which you can see here, even by just looking at it, is absolutely terrible. So, Kojima then went back to make Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And this game would introduce Gray Fox, and obviously another very important character to come into the next installments. Here, Snake fought very complex of characters like character bosses, and the storyline was very cinematic even for its time on the MSX home computer, and it was actually the prequel of Metal Gear Solid. So story elements that are in Metal Gear Solid are actually from this game, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. One where Snake has to battle Gray Fox in a minefield, to which he eventually won, leaving Gray Fox pretty much a cripple, and to where he eventually destroyed Big Boss, like that, burning him.
Yeah, using a makeshift flamethrower.
Metal Gear Solid first came to my attention, like in that, believe it or not, does anybody remember the infamous PlayStation Magazine issue that had that demo on it? Believe it or not, it was incredibly famous for one thing, because whenever it came out, it sold double the amount of issues that it normally sold, and it was on its 50th issue or something, and it remains the highest selling issue of the PlayStation 1. So I bought it, and I'm ashamed to say that for a while I didn't know that it was a stealth game. I thought you always had to attack the soldiers, so I kept on dying on the first 2 soldiers at the very beginning, and I thought, this game sucked, fuck it. It wasn't until just by chance I decided to well, not attack them this time, and I managed to get up to the elevator, and then my eyes were totally and truly opened. Gaming to me would never be the same again.
Yeah, I mean, see when I originally started playing it, I was like, fuck, look at me go, I'm bound to lift. I had worked my way back from the tank area back to the starting point thinking I was moving ahead. Only because that's where my friend gave me the controller to start with. Then I went and kicked the game's ass. Still gave up on the torture sequence.
The first time I played the Metal Gear Solid series started off with Metal Gear Solid. The first one back in 1999, wasn't it?
Yep.
And I
Got it for my birthday.
I got it from a friend. Who used this PlayStation because I was still Super Nintendo back in that day. Real retro. And just blew my mind. From that moment on, I got a PlayStation. I got everything for this Metal Gear Solid itself, and it was the only game I really owned for several years. It's what made PlayStation as a console for me. It just elevated everything in gaming.
I have to agree with Doug here. I mean, I got a PlayStation a few months prior to that. Before I got the demo, I just got that was in February where I remember getting that demo. I just got the PlayStation that Christmas, okay, and we were pretty much getting it for the Final Fantasies. So when I got that, I must have played that demo about 100 times, and it just captivated me in a way that I just had to have more. And then my birthday arrived. I played through that game, and I actually took my sweet time with it. It took me about a week to finish it. But it was so worth it. I was so in awe with, believe it or not, the graphics, the voice acting, the music, the action, the whole big giant Metal Gear. This was unlike any other video game I had ever played in my life. I was like, who the hell made this? This guy's a genius. Then they had to go and fuck it up with that remake on the GameCube back in 2004, the Twin Snakes.
Awesome.
Like, man, seriously, you always start the shit. It wasn't a terrible thing. It was a good
I'm not
innovation.
saying it was a terrible game, but it did piss me off because, do you want to know why? I actually bought a GameCube for that specific reason. When I first heard that they were remaking Metal Gear Solid as the Twin Snakes, I was like, oh, I am so getting a GameCube. I am so getting this now. GameCube is worth having. Graphical remake, updated controls to it was going to be awesome. But then when I got it, I was shocked to see they had redone the voice acting, and it sounded as if they weren't even trying. I mean, literally, they were just talking. This is Snake, guys. Can you hear me? It's like put some effort into it. Not only else that they turned Snake into Neo. I mean, seriously, he's jacked into the Matrix, dodging those bullets and everything. But the one thing that also pushed me off was the music as well. Like, they should have got rid of the cool music in the PlayStation 1 game. It was awful. There was one bit in particular, right? To those who remember Metal Gear Solid 1, remember this bit. This is the bit where Snake, he input the card keys to deactivate Metal Gear, and then it turned out that was already deactivated, but then he actually activated it.
Great failsafe, to be honest.
It was a great failsafe, yes. But there was this moment on the PlayStation 1 that a lot of people couldn't see coming. Whenever this was happening, the music of it was setting up the atmosphere, and the voice acting for it as well actually set the tone for it.
Said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to
Me, dear brother. Liquid, how the... You've served your purpose. You may die now.
That it's like a wall just hit you. It was a really excellent twist. But on the Twin Snakes, it was done like this.
Just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. but Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother. Liquid, how the... You've served your purpose. You may die now.
It's felt like they were just reading off the script. This music was totally uninspired. It didn't create any tension or
Did
drama.
anyone else love how Liquid's just flipping around the place during this moment? Like, I think it was just funny as fuck.
No, it was just a missed opportunity. I have to speak on that behalf, like for those who are actually playing it for the first time, it wouldn't give them the same kind of feeling. Do you know what I mean? And that just pissed me off. I don't like Twin Snakes. I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry.
I did like it, man. Like, there is the things wrong with it, as you said. They made Snake practically superhuman.
From this world
There was change in the music. The voice
If
acting
you
seems a bit
win,
phoned in. Not all the time, but at times. Some of the accents are now done differently.
You could
know.
enjoy.
Mei Ling.
Yeah, but that
Moment
sort of
of
goes then
love
with the way she
for
sounds in
the
4. So
Yeah, that's true. Now, I was pretty much getting a Dreamcast at the time, and I didn't really care about the PlayStation 2. That was until E3 2000, when this really infamous trailer descended on the world and made everyone hungry for the PlayStation 2. Does everyone remember this trailer? Let's watch.
こちらスネーク聞こえるかオタコンあ僕だよスネーク聞こえる待たせたなスニークポイントに到着シャドウモセス事件の後メタルギアの技術情報がブラックマーケットで密売されたよねそれで全世界にメタルギアの亜種が拡散した今や核武装国にとってメタルギアは特別な兵器ではない今回の新型はそれらに対抗するために設計されたものらしい俺たちは新型メタルギアが極秘裏に輸送されるという情報を掴んだ今思えば疑うべきだった 何それだスト